but obviously it's the easier fight is Rolly. So I understand, but you know,
how do you think that fight plays out?
Which one?
Rolly and
I think Ryan win that comfortably.
Yeah. I think mentally Rolly has an edge on Ryan Garcia. We whooped him in 2 sparring sessions when we were together. And right now it's going to come down to the mindset of each fighter. Whoever comes in the fight with a better, stronger mentality.
Who wins?
Okay, who wins?
Me personally, I believe Ryan Garcia.
Knockout or by point?
I would say that
Interview. The build-up to May 2nd in Times Square is already reaching a boiling point, and the predictions from the boxing world are lighting the fire even further. The fight between Ryan Garcia and Rolando "Rolly" Romero is one of those rare matchups where the outcome seems both inevitable and completely up in the air, depending on who you ask and how deep you go into the psychology and style of both men.
Yeah, you got lucky.
Damn, Rolly's always somehow finds a way.
The roly-poly, he just rolls into shit.
And this might be the biggest payday of Rolly's career.
For sure.
How do you see the fight going?
I destroyed that man.
You destroy that man.
John Porter is firmly in Garcia's corner. His prediction isn't vague. It's rooted in shared history. Porter points to the common opponent both fighters have tangled with, Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Garcia and Romero both suffered losses to Tank, but Porter believes that defeat taught each of them critical lessons. However, he sees Ryan as the one who truly absorbed the experience and came back sharper, stronger, more composed.
With Rolly, I think Rolly became better from fighting Tank. I think that they knew certain mistakes that they made. I think they believed in their game plan. Got us all to believe in their game plan. I think they came to this fight with the right adjustments, but took it too far, I guess, for the sake of words. But I think that they'll both be better.
Yeah.
In their fight against one another. I don't know how to.
They're both super raw.
Yeah.
I think Ryan got more talent.
Porter isn't merely siding with the flashier fighter. He's observing Ryan's trajectory post-Tank, noticing the subtle improvements in focus and ring awareness that tend to separate potential from championship grit. He still acknowledges that Rolly gained something from the same fight, but Porter's tone makes it clear. Only one of them has truly elevated from that moment, and it's Garcia. Not just due to experience, but because Porter sees something in Ryan's raw talent that he doesn't see in Rolly. Yeah, he said with finality when asked if Ryan has more talent. That wasn't a maybe or a cautious nod. It was conviction.
Rolly calling out Ryan.
Yeah.
How you like that fight?
No. How you like that fight?
That's a good fight. I think that's a great fight. I'm gonna be honest. I think that a lot of people was like, I'm crazy. I think that's a great fight. I worried that they both got Gervonta "Tank" Davis PTSD.
Tim. Bradley adds even more weight to the Garcia side of the scale. Bradley believes Garcia's trademark left hook is the hammer that ends this fight. He's not speaking metaphorically. He genuinely believes Romero won't see it coming, won't survive it, and won't recover from it. But Bradley's prediction goes deeper than tactics. It touches on character evolution. He's noticed a change in Garcia, and that matters. The loud, erratic, and sometimes self-destructive version of Garcia that dominated headlines in 2023 appears to have given way to someone more composed, more deliberate, more professional.
You know, I think Ryan's gonna catch him with that left hook, and it's gonna be night-night. I think Ryan has changed, definitely. I think his character has definitely changed. You know, with the way he's displaying it now, a lot more calmer, very respectful. You know, look like a real businessman now. You know, he's not all loud and crazy like he was. He's kind of calmed it and tamed it down, toned it down a bit. So I respect that with Ryan, man, and I think he's going to be a lot more focused now.
Bradley isn't just seeing improvement in the ring. He's seeing it outside, too. A businessman, a man who's toned down the chaos, someone who's now chasing legacy, not just Instagram likes. And when Bradley sees a fighter make that transformation, he takes it seriously. He predicts Ryan will train harder than ever, remain laser-focused, and unleash his power with surgical intent. The result, in Bradley's eyes, will be a knockout, emphatic, definitive, and brutal. Then there's Sergio Mora. Mora doesn't waste time on politeness. He calls it like it is. His prediction isn't about who wins. It's about how fast someone goes down. Mora sees Garcia versus Romero as a gunfight with no cover. Two powerful but flawed fighters charging straight at each other with minimal regard for defense.
Rolly Romero comes to knock people out. You know, he has some holes in his defense. I think it's going to be a short, explosive fight where either of them could get hurt because Garcia's vulnerable defensively as well.
Ryan says 4 rounds and he's out.
There you go. See, I was going to say 5, but yeah, man.
I've been
think
hearing 4 and 5 from a lot of fans. Whether either way, whether it's Rolly
that
or
fight
Ryan.
doesn't go into the second half. Too much firepower. Too much.
Too much firepower, Too much. That's not disrespectful. It's an assessment. Moria says both of them can get hurt. Both of them can dish it out. But the defenses are so leaky and the punches so dangerous that this isn't going past 5 or 6 rounds. He doesn't care who lands first, only that someone will. And when they do, the lights are going out. Mora specifically calls attention to Garcia's recent opponents. Since facing Oscar Duarte, Garcia hasn't shared the ring with someone who can genuinely crack. Devin Haney might be a technician, but Mora sees him as feather-fisted. Romero, on the other hand, throws with violent intent. Mora doesn't expect patience, he expects chaos, and that chaos, he says, will be brief and explosive.
Rolly, he just said he's looking past you to fight Devin Haney. That doesn't concern you at all?
I think Devin should get the fight again.
But he said he's not even worried about you. He's not even thinking about you. He's looking forward to that fight, and you're just going to be a bump in the road.
He can think whatever he wants. He knows me too well.
Mora also makes a critical connection to the October plans whispered by Turki. Alal Sheikh, the Saudi boxing patron, has made it clear. The future depends on the present. Garcia needs this win, not just for redemption or a belt. He needs it to unlock the door to another mega fight against Haney. Mora frames the May 2nd event as an audition. You don't win, you're off the script. The October card, stacked with names like Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, and Ryan Garcia, is only happening if all the pieces fall perfectly in place. A loss for any of them, and that story disappears.
Who's next? Is it Devin?
It's Devin. We already signed
but
it.
Devin has to. Okay.
He has to. We have
win.
to win. We have to win. We can't look over past our opponents. So, we already faced off. We're already ready to go. So.
How does the
believes Garcia knows what's at stake, and that pressure, that urgency, is what will push him to take risks. That's why Mora's prediction isn't just about who wins. It's about how violently and how soon this fight will end. But then, just when the tide seems all blue and gold for Garcia, Claressa Shields enters the conversation like a storm. The undisputed queen of women's boxing does not hold back. Her prediction: she doesn't want Ryan to win. She wants Rolly Romero to knock him out cold.
Ryan and put his damn lights out because Ryan's a drug cheat and he know he cheated. And the world keeps saying, "Oh, Devin didn't get out of the way of a hook. He got hit with a steroid hook." I don't know why you guys keep putting that word off. It's like it wasn't just a hook. And I feel like too, I want Rolly to win because Ryan disrespectful, man. He's a disrespectful kid, and I think everybody giving him a pass. No, he's doing better and he went to rehab or whatever the case may be. That stuff is in him, man. That's his character.
Shields is speaking from a place far deeper than analysis. She's speaking from a place of outrage, disgust, and perhaps even betrayal. In her eyes, Ryan Garcia is not just a flawed fighter, he's a disgrace to the sport. Her fury is centered on what she calls Garcia's steroid hook, a reference to his failed test before the Devin Haney fight. Shields is not alone in that sentiment, but she expresses it with volcanic intensity. She doesn't accept the narrative that Ryan was just going through something. She doesn't buy the rebranding, and she doesn't care for forgiveness. In her world, you cheat, you carry that shame forever. For her, there's no clean slate, no rehab glow-up, just facts, and those facts tell her Garcia doesn't deserve a win.
You saw what Ryan Garcia did a year ago. How concerned are you with that left hook that he is so proud of?
Not very concerned at all.
At all?
At all.
Shields also brings up what many in the media try to skirt around: Garcia's past behavior on social media, his racial slurs, his wild videos, his complete breakdown of discipline. She calls it what it is and doesn't let the recent wave of positive PR sweep it under the rug. In the eyes of Shields, Ryan Garcia is getting a pass he hasn't earned, and she's not willing to give him one. Her prediction isn't based on tactics or footwork. It's based on justice. She wants Rolly to send a message to end the illusion of Garcia's redemption arc. It's raw, it's personal, and it's just as valid as any technical breakdown.
It's very disturbing, and it still hasn't been a apology from him yet. Look, I don't care how drunk or how you was. That's not acceptable. I have to give a lot of respect to Devin because I would have handled things way, way differently. If a girl was to do that to me,
And in the middle of all that noise is the reality. Rolly Romero has a puncher's chance that's a little more than just chance. Nobody's giving Rolly the benefit of the doubt when it comes to finesse, but his wildness is his strength. He thrives in the mess. If Garcia hesitates, if he underestimates, if he doesn't protect his chin, Rolly can make everything Shields wants come true in one swing. And that's why this isn't just a fight. It's a statement, a test of talent versus chaos, redemption versus resentment, narrative versus truth.
I think mentally, Rolly has an edge on Ryan Garcia. We whooped him in 2 sparring sessions when we were together. And right now, it's going to come down to the mindset of each fighter. Whoever comes in the fight with a better, stronger mentality, to me, for this fight. Because Rolly's, of course, with a different trainer with Salas. Ishmael Salas, my guy. But it's a different style of training from what I train. And then you got Ryan. Reynoso's busy right now, so he's with his dad or whoever else. So now you got to check this out.
Shakur Stevenson didn't even hesitate. He made it clear that Ryan's winning this, and he's not dragging it to the scorecards either. Ryan, he said flat out, Rolly is not that good. Ryan is a better boxer. That's a brutal assessment coming from a technician like Shakur, who knows how to pick apart flaws in a fighter. If Shakur thinks you don't belong in the same technical realm as your opponent, that says a lot about where he sees the ceiling for Rolly Romero.
If he's gonna come and fight, or if he's gonna jump out the ring or have an anxiety attack, like, he keeps everybody on their toes, man, because he's an entertaining fighter.
It's not just skill he's measuring. Shakur is banking on a knockout, suggesting he sees something in Rolly that leaves him wide open for disaster when faced with someone like Garcia, whose power and timing, despite his critics, remain serious tools in his arsenal. Teofimo Lopez echoes the sentiment but adds a sliver of caution. He knows Rolly's game, has felt the danger in his hands, and he understands what kind of storm Garcia will be walking into. Teo's breakdown of the matchup gives more respect to the threat Romero brings.
Ryan wins that fight with Rolly, and would you want the win? Actually, congratulations to Rolando Romero. He's going to change his family's life with this money and with this fight. So good to both of those guys. I think it's a great matchup.
He's aware that Rolly may be being used as a stepping stone for Ryan's storyline toward a bigger bout, possibly Haney, possibly someone else. But that stone isn't flat, it's jagged, unpredictable, and if Ryan takes one wrong step, it'll slice open every plan laid out for his 2025 campaign. Teofimo put it clearly, Ryan has got to be careful with Rolly's punching power because Rolly still has power and definitely could do something with Ryan with those shots. He might not be predicting an upset, but he's not ruling out the chaos. That's what makes this fight less of a tune-up and more of a tightrope.
Garcia versus Romero, Friday, May 2nd.
Romero, despite his 16-2 record and a reputation for being an awkward, even crude brawler, does one thing exceptionally well: he punches hard. He doesn't set traps, doesn't dazzle with footwork or ring IQ. He just walks you down with odd angles, waits for an opening, and throws punches that feel like flying bricks. Tank Davis himself admitted it. When asked who hit harder, Garcia or Romero, Davis didn't blink. I ain't going to lie, Rolly hit harder.
I don't know how to say it, honestly. But yeah, if he don't got no chin down, so Rolly be getting caught, but Rolly, he can hit, bro. Like, he can hit. When he's the only person that I felt like when he swung, it felt like bricks was in hood.
Is that the hardest
really,
one?
like,
Is that the hardest one you faced in your whole career? Is that the hardest one?
Well, I thought that was like that.
That's not just a soundbite. That's coming from a fighter who shared the ring with both men. If the only person Tank has felt was Rolly Romero, that means, even with all his flaws, his chin, his defense, his sometimes wild flurries, there's something in those gloves that can end any man's night early.
Going up to 147. There's many possibilities. There's the possibility of him having a better chin, which I'm not sure if he's going to have a better chin. There's probably the possibility of him being faster, stronger at 147. But him moving up to 147, the only thing I think that he's really going to get is him having a better chin, because at 140, he was getting hurt multiple times. His last fight, he didn't get hurt. He's a little bit if I'm being honest, it's going to be a little bit more.
And Ryan knows it. That's what makes this fight dangerous. Garcia is not walking into this blind. In fact, he's hyper aware of what he's facing. If I get caught with one shot, it could be the end of the night, he said. He might not be the most skilled, but if he lands, it'll be an early night. That's not a lack of confidence. It's a signal that Ryan's coming into this bout with the right kind of focus. It means his left hand will be loaded, but his right hand will be tethered to his chin. It means his feet will be moving, not dancing, not darting, but constantly resetting, making sure he doesn't get planted long enough for Raleigh to line up a bomb.
Quick question, how's everybody doing? Haven't talked to you guys in a while. Hope that everybody's doing good.
Yeah, hope everyone's having a blessed day. Rolly, we coming.
Keyshawn Davis didn't bother with cautious framing. He went all in. Ryan, without a doubt, will beat Romero. Ryan is going to stop Raleigh. That kind of certainty comes from someone who's either seen the sparring or studied the tape. And Davis isn't wrong to call it early. If Ryan tags Raleigh clean, and we're talking one of those lightning left hooks he's known for, it could be lights out in any round. Garcia has a knack for that shot. The twitchy, off-rhythm, jump in and snap your neck kind of hook that knock out Fortuna and put Luke Campbell on his back. If Raleigh lunges in with one of his odd angles and gets caught mid-attack, it's not just a knockdown.
You're in the main event. You may be the most popular fighter right now. You've got the most eyes on you, the most to prove. What's your prediction? What's going to happen May 2nd?
I put Rollies to sleep with a left hook. That's it. That's what you're going to see. Period.
Yet there's a silent countdown ticking. Everyone agrees. Raleigh is dangerous for 6 rounds. That's the window. That's when his awkward style, raw power, and unpredictable energy are at full charge. After that, he fades. Not just physically, but mentally. He starts taking risks he doesn't need. He throws shots from his hips, stands in front of punches, forgets the basics. If Ryan makes it past round 6 without getting clipped, the rest of the fight will likely belong to him. That's what makes this fight not about if Garcia wins, but how and when.